Fire it up.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Reads a Comic. I am Shawn. What's up, Steve?
Eat peace, motherfuckers.
What's up, Rob?
Hello.
How's
I got
everything
no
going?
quirky saying.
Yeah, that's good. It's hard to follow that.
How
So
you
Rob,
doing?
Rob, you have a good day? It sounded like you were at
Uh,
work a long time.
It was fine. Long day at work.
Yeah.
You ready to quit?
No.
No. You can come work for Frito-Lay. They're hiring.
For what?
For anything. They just need bodies.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. They're like free bag of chips with every new hire. All right, so I have a list of stuff I thought we could talk about. You know what I was doing? You know what I'm all in on right now is Cobra Kai.
Wow, it's gotten better.
No, it's pretty much the same, but it's just damned entertaining. It's just fun. You have to be from I don't know if you have to be, because Logan watches it with me, so I can't say that. He really enjoys it. It's just really absurd, and you have to kind of look at it as its own little comic book universe where like half of a city knows karate, and there's like warring dojos. But it does all this tongue in cheek though, because it doesn't take itself seriously though either. It like seems like it at first, but then like there's like a montage in every episode set to 80s music. You know, like it's all
Nice.
very purposeful, but they keep bringing back original cast members, and it's kind of crazy. Like every single person, you're just like, Jesus Christ.
Elizabeth Shue?
I haven't seen her yet. They keep hitting around. I just started season 3, but they kind of keep hitting around. Like in the last season, Johnny had sent her a message on Facebook right after he learned what Facebook was.
Oh, shit.
So I would not be surprised at this point. They brought back people that I was like, I had to look them up. I was like, holy shit, those were the dudes who were eating at the restaurant behind you know what I mean? It's like stupid, the people they brought back. It's like, God damn.
Is it kid friendly?
I don't know, man.
4 and 5 year olds?
For my kids, yeah, but not yours.
Okay. Because they just got out of karate about half an hour ago, and they were doing weapons training. Kristen sent me a video. It's really freaking sweet. They're both working on their nunchucks.
Nice. You should show them the original movies. I think that might be a little bit more. I mean, the karate is absolutely terrible in those, and the karate's not much better in these. It is better though.
Yeah.
But dude, it's a fun series to watch, especially as a child of the 80s, man. It's kind of hitting some notes, and it's not like, and it's tons of fan service too. And it's funny because of how my opinions vary on fan service. Like I feel like there's really good fan service, and then there's like terrible fan service. And this is like, for the most part, really good fan service. It's not like that Ghostbusters Afterlife where it was just like, it's just like a total remake, and they were just literally throwing every single thing on the screen, whether it made sense to do it or not, to be like, remember this. They do that sometimes in this, but most of it is not that way. And they do have flashbacks and stuff. But for the most part, it's done really. It's just an entertaining show. It's not anything where I'd be like, oh, this is like Breaking Bad level. No, it's a fun, lightweight show. I kind of play on my phone when I watch it.
You watch that, Rob? You check it out yet?
No, I haven't run out of it. I'd rather watch TNT than watch that.
What do you recommend?
Rob's watching Psych for the 13th time. He's like, I'm above Cobra Kai, though.
Have you ever watched Psych?
Yes.
Very
so that's why I'm like, I don't know that you should be judging right now.
There's
I started watching
references.
Psych. Let me put it this way. I couldn't finish watching Psych.
There's so many references in Psych.
I don't like references though. That's not like, I don't like referential humor. And like when I fall back on it, I feel like I've done a disservice to myself. Just again, it's like Family Guy style. It's like, remember when Darth Vader fought Adolf Hitler with super soakers? It's like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
You like bad karate.
Dude, I just like, I like characters. I like character arcs. And this does fall on some really like sitcom-y tropes, like the whole something that could be solved with a simple conversation instead turns into a fight. when literally somebody just has to be like, "Hey, do you know anything about this?"
Sounds like my marriage.
But yeah, there's a lot of tropes like that just kind of have you shaking your head, and you're like, okay, it's a throwback to the '80s though. They're doing an '80s thing, just set in modern times. And dude, the main, like, I don't know if he's necessarily the main character. In my mind, he's the main character. The Johnny Lawrence, the blonde kid from the first movie, the bad guy. I love his character. He's just like, he's such an asshole. He's not politically correct at all, and he has no idea. He's just like totally stuck in the '80s with everything, and like his whole life went downhill after that fight in the first Karate Kid movie. And it's like, it's just comical. It's just funny.
Is Mr. Miyagi in it? Is he dead?
That motherfucker died in like 2011, I think.
Oh, really?
That Marita died.
Oh shit.
So
there's no wax on, wax off, or anything like that.
Oh, there's wax on, wax off, man. There's wax in him. I'm waiting for a Mr. Miyagi hologram at this point, though. The way they brought everybody else back. But yeah, I'm late to the party. Obviously, they're on their 4th season because I was kind of like Rob. I was very trepidatious. I was like, oh, this is gonna be stupid. But even Maggie finds it entertaining. But she also likes Murder, She Wrote, so who knows? But it's not, like I said, it's not like good or great. It definitely plays on nostalgia and your knowledge of these characters. And but again, I do like the character arcs. They're starting to get more into like the high school, like their kids' story arcs. Those aren't as fun for me. Although there's this great season 2, end of season 2 is like this insane high school karate brawl at school, and it's so funny. It's not meant to be funny, but it's just like, this would never happen. But then I was also reminded of Akron Public Schools. I was like, it's kind of like Akron Public Schools, except people didn't know martial arts. But so I remember driving past like the middle school, and there'd just be kids outside fighting.
Is it like the fight scene in They Live?
So no, it's not that bad. It's funny because you could tell some of the people who are actually good at karate to some extent, and then the people who are just like not. they're just not. Including Ralph Macchio. I feel like he has never tried to learn karate in his whole fucking life, like ever. Even after being a good Karate Kid, he's still like, hiya,
yeah. Some people, they just don't look comfortable no matter how much they train. Yeah. So out of all the things I haven't watched that you guys want me to, like what should be first? Should it be Game of Thrones?
What We Do in the Shadows.
Dude, I say 30 Rock, man. That's just, if you want to laugh your ass off, watch 30 Rock and pay attention because the jokes are quick and smart. I would go with 30 Rock because that's just one of my all-time favorites.
30 Rock's good.
I did start. I started both of those. I started both of those.
Oh, man. You're missing out. They're both good. I mean, they're both really good. Just 30 Rock's something I've loved for a long time. I watch it almost as much as I watch Seinfeld. But yeah, What We Do in the Shadows. Like, yeah, I think Rob should watch it, and I should watch it, and Maggie should watch it, but not you, Guillermo. So.
I'm going to start maybe doing like an episode a night, just making myself watch something.
Dude, 30 Rock, man, it's so good. It's so good. It's one of the best sitcoms ever made. I swear to God. Even the bad episodes are great.
All right, I'll check it out.
I turned on a couple episodes the other night.
30 Rock?
Yeah.
All right.
How many seasons you say there was?
It's like 6.
6?
It's not a lot. Some of them are like half a season. First season's not very long. There was like writer's strike and stuff. All right, so we got to talk about, I think we should talk about Book of Boba Fett. Again, full spoilers going forward. Just FYI, if you're not caught up on Book of Boba Fett, we're going to dive right into it with his episode 5, Return of the Mac, the Mandalorian.
Return of the Mac.
This is the best episode so far. I hate to say it, and I told you guys that, and I knew full well you'd be like, oh, cool, and then you'd watch it and be like, where's Boba Fett? And you'd be like,
exactly.
Yeah. So what did you guys think? Rob, what did you think of the book of...
I thought it was a great Mandalorian story.
Right?
It had nothing to do with Boba Fett. I thought it was a great episode, but it did not fit in everything we've seen for Boba Fett. You know what I mean? I understand he's going to show up, and they're going to be together on this next, they got to the end where he's going to get hired by Fennec or whatever. but that was the last 30 seconds of the show.
Yeah.
Dude,
It was
if she wouldn't have showed up, then I would have thought they just gave us an episode of the Mandalorian, the next season of the Mandalorian,
yeah,
just because they heard so much shit people were talking the last couple episodes.
right.
I was like, oh my god, this is like.
Well, here's the thing: like, they just had that episode of Fennec, and they could have done it in her perspective, but I thought they were staying with the theme of everything is in his perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How the first three, and then they did Fennec, but they still stayed in his perspective. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's all told. The story's told from his
by
point
him.
of view.
And then we get this episode, which he wasn't even there, or doesn't even know. You know what I mean? It knows nothing. So I thought it was very odd, but I enjoyed it because it was awesome. Because Mando is freaking sweet.
Yeah,
and
doesn't it seem like there's a lot to cram in these next 2 episodes too? You know,
three.
Oh, there's 3.
I believe there's 8 episodes.
Yeah, I told Shawn, I was like, sorry, dude, Boba Fett wasn't in the best episode of Boba Fett.
Well, at this point, I'm glad. Like they're doing everything. I remember, season 1, they had the Boba Fett cameo, and I didn't even realize the Boba Fett cameo at first, but then when I did, I was like, fuck, I hope they don't fuck him up. And then we saw in season 2, he shows up, he kicks ass. I'm like, yes. And then I'm like, that's what I want to see Boba Fett do. And then they announce the Book of Boba Fett, and I'm like, this is going to be awesome after seeing what he just did. And instead, they get, like, you watch that highlight reel of Boba Fett's life in the animated series, and you're like, oh, this kid sucks. Please don't let this be a harbinger. And it is. I don't know why they're writing the story. Like, are they going to kill him at this point? Like, what are they setting him up for? Like, he's done nothing of note for the most part. It's not good. And Logan's like, oh, what do you expect when they write a show about a character at 5 minutes? Like, none of that matters. They're choices that Jon Favreau has made. Well, I'm assuming, I'm going to be conspiratorial here. Maybe he has some sort of mandate from Kathleen Kennedy. I like to blame everything on her, so I'm going to do that. Just because Jon Favreau's been great. So I'm going to be like, well, I think maybe she's doing some meddling here. I don't know. I have nothing to base that on, but I'm sure We Got This Covered will have an article about it tomorrow based on, it'll be like an insider with Lucasfilm says.
Your most trusted source.
Right.
We got this covered.
They're gonna cite me as a source, like a reliable source of Lucasfilm information.
Fox News, man.
That's what We Got This Covered is. That's what We Got This Covered is the Fox. They're the Newsmax of nerd news. Basically. They just make shit up. They just make stories up.
Well, my brother's uncle said that his cousin's sister.
Sounds good. Let's run with it.
Right. It's the worst website. It's so bad.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess he's gonna, do the crime thing, and Mando's gonna help him with it. But it's like, what? Like, I wanted to see him do what Mando was doing in this one.
Right.
Exactly. I want to see.
It's like Mandalorian got the Boba Fett series that I was wanting, basically. And then this, I'm just like we were talking about last week. He's like, I've called all of you here to negotiate a deal. And they're like, no. And he's like, okay. Like, what the fuck?
Can you be neutral at least?
Right. Can you not kill me? And they're like, okay. And he's like, you can all leave now. I'm done.
Well, I mean, aside from being disappointed in Boba's part in the Book of Boba Fett, this last episode was the shit, man. It was awesome. I was like, dude, from that opening scene with the Darksaber, and how they showed it too, like he reached for it and then he was down, like leaned over, and then he lit it up. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh yes. And then they didn't even hold back, man. He was killing everybody with it. He even split that guy in half along with the table too.
Yeah, that was like, yes, that's what I wanted. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't understand how, like, Boba Fett has been called the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy, and I'm like, why? Like, what do these people know that we don't? Because we haven't seen shit.
Maybe they were talking about Mandalorian, not Boba Fett.
But another piece of, like, Mandalorian memorabilia goes in the garbage every week. Or not
Well,
Mandalorian, Boba Fett.
You didn't throw a piece away this week because you didn't even see him.
I did because that's because the best episode and he's not even in it. That's sad. So I got to throw another piece out. Like, come on,
dude. He's like, the fountains have been destroyed on Mandalore. How can I get back?
Oh,
I felt so sad for him. He was like, but the fountains were destroyed.
Oh yeah,
they're still
and then
there.
he just walked out.
You talking about the living waters underneath the
whatever.
mines?
Oh yeah, the living waters. I'm like, dude, I felt so bad for the dude. And he just walked out like it was cool.
Well, don't worry, they're still there. He'll find them.
Well, so they're kind of setting up his season.
Or maybe he's
I guess we're going to see him doing that. We'll maybe see. It's cool. I wasn't talking.
Dude, you froze. I'm sorry, you completely froze. I thought we lost you.
But we're going to see his story arc, but we're also going to see him with Grogu is what they're hitting at. He's got that gift.
He's got a little helmet for him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they made.
And they hollowed out the droid port for him in the ship.
Yeah.
That little. There's going to be Grogu back there.
It's going to be up awesome.
There. Little ears flapping.
Yeah.
So what did you say? You cut off earlier. I missed what you guys were talking about.
Nothing.
I don't know.
No. He didn't cut off.
Did you talk about what that armor was that the armor made for Grogu? Did you guys speculate on that yet?
I have no idea what they made for him. For all I know,
she dismantles his spear that can stop a lightsaber, and then she kicks him out of the clan. I'm like, dude, that's effed up.
Right.
This is the way.
I was wondering if she was going to turn on him for the Darksaber when they kept showing it with like that spear all heated up. I was like, is it about to go down? Like,
she was kind of ominous in that scene.
Well, right. Then the other dude turned. He's like, I'll take that Darksaber.
Yeah, give it here.
Mando's at this point. He's like, man, fuck this religion.
He should be. He really should be, but instead I will go bathe myself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
All right, I have a question.
And ride the mythosaur.
They made a point of him putting all his things, all his weapons, in there, and I was like, dude, it is so gonna get. I was like, have you ever flown before?
I was like, how dare you check the Darksaber? What are you fucking doing?
I don't know if that was a misdirect or what, or if it's going to play something important later on.
Did you guys pause it on both times and count everything? Did you make sure everything was there? I just looked for the Darksaber. I was like, is the Darksaber still there? And it was, so.
I guess it was just a classic misdirect. I don't know, but I was like, whoa.
Yeah. That was a lot of drama. Yeah, like when he hesitated to put it in there, I'm like, don't put it in there. They don't know what that is. You know what I mean? They don't fucking know that that's a weapon. You'll be fine. It's made out of Beskar, like your armor. You'll be fine.
Yeah, they obviously did that intentionally because we were all like, yeah.
And then he just opens it up and it's all there. I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? Why are you throwing my emotions?
Well, they didn't want to do the old trope of put it in baggage and then it's gone.
They could have just skipped all that and let him get on the ship. Like, you know what I mean? That was just something to fuck with us.
He was like, I'm a Mandalorian. Weapons are my religion. I was like, no, you're not, dude. She just said you're not a Mandalorian anymore.
Well, he can get forgiveness.
No, I'm just kidding. It was a joke.
But yeah, that was a good episode. Rob, did you get a chance to watch Peacemaker?
Yes.
I know you've had a busy day.
Yeah, Molly was working. That's why I said 8:30.
Oh, okay.
So Aiden and I watched Peacemaker.
So Peacemaker, again, full spoilers, episode 5. So last week, they had like that little news story where they said like a gorilla had escaped or had been stolen from the zoo. And I was literally like, oh my God, is this how they're going to have Gorilla Grodd in the
That's what I thought too. I was like, is that Gorilla Grodd?
Right. And then I guess not.
I guess not.
I guess not. So.
Hey, remember you were saying like Economist, he's the weakest character. How's he doing now? Do you like him more?
Personality wise, he's still pretty bland. I'm not gonna. I mean, that was he had his little moment. They're trying, but personality wise, he just. I guess I'm on Peacemaker's side. I just yell at him all the time. But he's just the weakest character. I mean. Harcourt has done some weird 180 that seems very out of character. She started her little fucking group chat.
Everybody's growing on each other.
Right. The 11th Street Kids. And dude, I love the whole team. I love Vigilante. I love Peacemaker and his X-ray helmet. And that great moment when Adebayo puts, like, you see that helmet in the background, and immediately you're just like, oh, she gonna put it on.
Yeah.
So hopefully next week we start getting some answers as to what. And I watched the little preview for next week too. I don't know if you guys watched. There's
What's in the diary?
Yeah.
What's in the diary?
What's in the diary? Yes.
Yeah.
Like how is it his diary? But he like, what's going to be in there? Unless it's just going to be some traumatizing thing. But why do they want that? Maybe it's stuff about his dad, but I'm concerned it's stuff about his brother. And obviously we want that whole story. Yeah, the diary is a big thing.
Dude, the fucking the two witnesses, they still cracking me up. Like you can hear her yelling from the other room. She's like, "Evan, you fucking pussy!" Like, this whole show is so fucking great, man. I was just laughing the whole episode. I was like, I love this.
So, what's his name? Merm, whatever his name is. He's a butterfly. Yeah. Why is he helping him?
Right.
I'm so confused. Yeah, I got a feeling he's like good.
Well, it sounds like the butterflies are supposed to be good from what Judo Master said.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this. It's great. I love it.
Hair.
And the accomplice dude, was when he said, remember, he's like, man, you've come a long way since the jungles of Nasir or whatever. I was like, I was wondering if he was a butterfly then, or was he just...
I feel like he wasn't. And that's why, again, when he started talking about emotions in like the first or second episode, like, it's because the butterfly's in there. Maybe he's like very different without the butterfly.
Yeah.
So, and Waller, I'm sure, knows way more than she's letting on.
She's probably a butterfly.
Right? Who the fuck knows at this point? Secret invasion, man. But dude, just another great episode. And I'm always like, I can't wait to see what happens next. It was an action-packed episode. It's just a good time. They
had to Rochambeau to see who got stuck with Vigilante.
Yeah.
she was like, oh man.
He's like, what's the Rochambeau for?
She's like, nothing.
Like, don't worry about it.
He's like, he stole my idea. I mentioned the chainsaw like 50 minutes ago. That's great. What a great bunch of characters. God, James Gunn so knows how to write it. Make you care about
another great scene with the eagle too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Eagly. Fucking great. Like,
we didn't see anything from what's the little ninja guy? What's his name?
Judo Master.
Yeah. I guess he's still alive, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
How many episodes of this are there left?
I think there's 3 episodes of this as well.
Okay. Wow. This is I'm really enjoying this show. This is my favorite thing so far. Well, until that last episode of Mandalorian. Boba Fett. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just completely surprised me. I love it. I love every part of it. I can't wait to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and whatever else he's involved with. Is he doing anything? Is he doing another Suicide Squad, or was that it?
I have no. I did hear he's working on another spin-off, like TV show potentially. So speculate. I mean, I'm like, I would love a Weasel show, but that probably wouldn't work. So my guess would be more like a TDK show or something.
That would be great to see Nathan Fillion back on the TV series.
So who knows?
Okay.
I was bullied as a kid too. They used to call me a bully.
He was like Veiny McVaynerstein. He's like, you're such a thimble. It's fucking great, man. I was laughing at this whole fucking series, man. It's so
Did you watch the end where he's Mario, Luigi? I thought that was funnier than the other one.
Yeah, that was great. He's just sitting there blasting them. Anyone.
Right, anyone but
Mario, the princess.
All right, I gotta go off topic here because a new Uncharted movie trailer dropped, and I didn't even watch it. I just saw commentary on it from a website, and they were like talking about how ridiculous the dialogue is and how ridiculous the action is, and I was like, isn't it interesting that when you take these scenarios and this dialogue from these games that I've been saying for years is fucking terrible, and put it in a movie, all of a sudden people are like, "Oh, I don't really like this." It's like, yeah, it's bad. It's not good. It was never good quality. So what I don't understand is why video game writing isn't held to the same standard as like movie or at least television writing. And it infuriates because what's one of the things people love about Uncharted is the writing. And I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. This dude is basically Indiana Jones if he was the Punisher. He just murders entire nations of brown people, but he's like got a smile on his face and khakis, and he's like, "Oh, I almost hurt myself," and people are like, "He's a lovable guy." It's like he's a mass murdering fuckhead, and they people act like, "Oh, he's endearing." No, it's insanity. He's a genocidal racist, is what he is, and people are like, "Oh, he's so cute and funny." No, pay attention to the writing in this fucking game.
That treasure belongs to him. It was his family's treasure.
That has
Those
you got to
people are
murder the
thieves.
whole nation of fucking Brazil or whatever to fucking get it back. Like, Jesus Christ, he's insane. He's a psychopath. And if he was written as a psychopath, I would be fine because I love the Punisher. I love Deadpool. I love Peacemaker. But this idea that this guy is just like this fucking chest puffed out hero the disconnect there, the cognitive disconnect for me is just too much for me to actually enjoy the games because I'm like, you can't just make quips after murdering people because you're a treasure hunter. That's usually the villain in the movies. When you watch Indiana Jones, the guy who's fucking burning down villages is the bad guy. Like, that's not Indiana Jones kills like 4 people a movie. They're usually Nazis, so it's okay. And instead, their takeaway was like, you know who we should base this on? The villains, but give them Indy's personality. And they're like, got it. Like, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, you've been overcritical of this video game. You always hated the game.
That's what everybody says when I have an insightful look at, when I actually look at and I just don't let them hand me garbage and I look at it before I eat it. Everybody's like, oh, you're too critical. I don't think so. I don't think I'm the problem here.
I remember playing those games. I was never like, oh, the story's awesome. I just like story. Like, I want to play for 2 minutes and then watch like 12 minutes of cutscenes and then play for 2 minutes and watch cutscenes. Because
I used to like story in games, and then I was like, these stories are they're all terrible. But then that one in particular bothered me because I'm like, wait a minute, I just killed all these people, and he's just like, hey, you want to get it on, blonde lady? And she's like, yeah, you're hot. That's my speed. And it's like, it's like, you call it critical, but that's literally my immediate reaction to playing that game was just like, this is insane. Like, if they wrote it, like, I play a Punisher video game where he does the most heinous things in the world, but he's like, he's sick. He's a psychopath. So it makes sense. He doesn't make like, he's not like, hey, what's up, ladies? You like my Jeep? Like, that's terrible writing. Like, that's again, cognitive disconnect.
I don't remember him saying, hey, ladies, you like my Jeep. I don't know
what he says, but the way he's got this whole charming personality guy. And it's like, he's a fucking cold-blooded, racist, genocidal maniac. That's what he does. He just goes to other countries, kills the people that don't have the same skin color as him, so he can take their shit.
What other games are comparative? There's got to be another. Give me a comp.
I haven't played the new Tomb Raider games. Maybe they're the same.
Oh, Tomb Raider. Yeah, she kills a bunch of freaking natives.
So possibly. I haven't really played them, though, so I couldn't say. But that was when I played through the first 2 games and almost the whole third one, because the mechanics aren't terrible. I mean, the platforming sucks, but the shooting's okay. It's not great third-person shooting like Gears of War, but yeah, if they just played him up as, a homicidal maniac, I'd be all in. I'd be like, oh, this is fucking great. This guy's fucking insane.
You like my Jeep? That's all I'm going to think about now.
And it's another observation, kind of ties into that, but not directly related, is just I really like the way James Gunn writes Peacemaker as this guy who's so badly wants to be a superhero. Like, that's who he thinks he is. And everybody else is like, no, you're a psychopathic murderer. And that's why we need you. And he's like, no, I'm a superhero. And that guy's like, you're a super villain or whatever. You know? And they're right. Everybody's right except him. And I hate the way that in the Deadpool movies, Deadpool is like, oh, don't call me a hero now. It's like, nobody would call you a hero. Why are you writing it this way? That's not from the comics. That's Ryan Reynolds trying really hard to put a heroic spin on Deadpool. Deadpool is not a hero if you read the comics, and constantly. So you have like the opposite thing. You have Deadpool, who's like clearly wants people to think he's a hero, but he's like, no, don't call me a hero now. And meanwhile, everybody around him would be like, nobody's calling you a hero. You just sliced a guy in half and like killed 8 other people. You're not a hero. Like, you just stopped all the traffic. And meanwhile, Peacemaker's like, I'm a hero. And everybody's like, no, you're not. Like, I like that approach much better. Like, this guy who so desperately needs to be called a hero. And people are just like, no, dude, you're fucking crazy and you're bad at your job.
Mm. This show's got me going back wanting to listen to some hair metal now. It's like every song was like, what's that? And then I watch it with subtitles so you can see the artist and the name of the song. I was like, all right, I'm going to go check those out later.
Dude, you could literally just go to Spotify. There's a Peacemaker playlist that James Gunn has made. Every song is on there.
Oh, is there? Okay.
And then I made my own hair metal playlist too that has other stuff that I like.
I thought they might have dismantled Spotify after Neil Young took himself out.
Yeah. Neil Young was holding he was the shoulders of Spotify. Yeah. All right. That's pretty.
Wait a minute. Let's get back to fucking Mandalorian, man. What the fuck? You guys got off that quick. Oh, Rob. Where's Rob going?
I think he's going to get more coffee.
Hi, did you like the Halo? Oh, nice, Rob. Rob showed us a picture of his Mandalorian coffee cup. Did you like the Halo?
Yeah, what the hell is that? I'm like, dude, is Halo part of Star Wars now? Like, what's happening?
It's like, I was like, this is sweet. And the way they filmed it, when they just had him walking through the city, and then as the light, came on Mando, and it reflected off his armor and everything brightened up while he was walking. I was like, what a great scene. They filmed that so perfectly. I love that. And then just him going on the elevator, he gets on there and the guy's like, he's got a head in a bag.
Right.
And the guy's like, okay. He looks down at him. So is that Jon Favreau, the big guy? Is that okay?
Vizsla. Yeah.
Par Vizsla.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he tried to win that sword, didn't go well. Oh yeah, we find out the sword is he's got to work with the sword. Did they mention that in the past?
Yeah, my friend Matt sent me a thing. I guess it was in Rebels when somebody was training with it, and they were like, "You're fighting against the sword. The way the energy flows through the sword, you have to fight with this." So that's
okay.
That's
I thought that sounded
in there
like I had heard it before. But yeah,
because I didn't remember that at all.
I was wondering in the beginning. I was like, "How you fucking cut your leg, dude?" It was too heavy.
Right.
He was trying to hold it up. He couldn't.
Yeah,
it makes sense now.
Do you remember that, Rob, from Rebels?
Vaguely.
So I don't. I've only done one viewing of Rebels, so I don't remember a lot of it.
Do you think that was supposed to be Anakin's N1 starfighter?
No, I mean, I think it could have been any starfighter. I don't think it had to be his. I mean, it was clearly referencing that. That's why we recognized it, but I don't know that it was Anakin's necessarily. So there was a lot of those. I
thought Beggar's Canyon was more enjoyable with Mando instead of little Anakin.
You see all those scenes. You love the pod race scene. He basically ran the pod race.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said it's better with Mando than it was Anakin. And then he goes to space and he's just doing 360s. And I was like, oh man, this is so Star Wars, man. It's got Tatooine in the background. You can see him turning. It's like, this is so great. So then he gets pulled over by the new police, the New Republic police.
That was funny. Do I recognize your voice?
So that was the guy in that previous episode when they were stuck in the ice cave.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Why did he let him go originally? I don't remember.
I think because he'd helped somebody out. He said
Yeah,
something about helping some rebels out or something, or not rebels, whatever they're called, alliance or what. I don't know what they're called.
Okay.
But all right. Before this devolves further into a Chris Farley, man, do you remember this? That was awesome. Maybe we should.
Well, I'm trying.
I
I'm
appreciate
asking
your
you guys.
enthusiasm.
I'm asking you guys because I'm trying to figure stuff out. I thought that's what this podcast was for.
No,
Okay.
that is what it's for. That's fine. But
okay, well, thank you for answering questions. I'm sure other people had as well.
Anybody got anything else they've been watching or recommending?
I read the first issue of MacGyver that I got.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it? It's so good you couldn't read the rest?
It was just like MacGyver. No, it was because I haven't told the listener this yet. I just told Shawn. I was reading. It was only in physical copy. I couldn't do it on my iPad. So I was reading it, and I'm trying not to bend the pages of the comic, because I want to keep it in pristine condition. And then I'm like I'm sitting on the floor and I'm leaning over and I'm reading it, and my back's hurting, and I'm like, fuck physical comics. I was like, I'm never reading a physical comic again. I was like, if I can't get it on Marvel or DC Universe app or whatever, Comixology, I'm like, I'm done. But it was good, man. The issue was good. It was just like an episode of MacGyver.
You still have your autographed picture of MacGyver?
Yeah, I don't know where it is though. I think it's in the attic somewhere. I can't find it. I've been looking for it, but I know it.
So the answer is no.
No, I got it. It's here somewhere. I just got to remember where I put it at. Yes, I do have an autographed picture of Richard Dean Anderson.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of other shows Steve loves, did you see they're going to reboot Quantum Leap?
I heard about that a long time ago. Is that for sure?
I don't know. I read something recently, and supposedly Scott Bakula wants to be in it or something too, potentially.
Didn't Dean Stockwell just pass away?
Yeah, he's dead.
He was in Betty White's body, unfortunately. So.
maybe Sam Beckett, maybe he'll be the new Dean, or
right.
Scott Bakula will be the new Dean Stockwell in this series. That'd be.
I'm sure that's what they would go for.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Scott Bakula is like 60, 65. Yeah. Dude's old.
Yeah,
he looks great. I hope I look that good, that old.
Wasn't Dean Stockwell like that old in the? I don't know. Everybody
probably like 46.
Yeah, like everybody back then that was like 30. They looked like they were 70.
Yeah, it wasn't different. It was weird, and maybe it's just because we're old now. So like when we're like, do I don't look like that? Meanwhile, people are like, that dude looks like he's 55 years old.
I do not look like Wilford Brimley. I look a lot younger. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah.
I'll be 50, and like that dude looked old at 50.
He did. He really did. I've sent that to Rob a couple times. Rob, you didn't comment on my great meme I sent you, man.
What'd you send me?
You don't remember the meme with the...
No, sir, I do not.
Where
he remembers.
Sitting at the table with all your cash because you make your coffee at home, but then you spend all your money on cigarettes, so you have no money.
Right.
Dude, my kids thought that was so funny that they came out of their rooms to make sure that Maggie saw it. Like they were dying.
That's what I said.
I said it to your son too. He even ha-ha'd it. He never ha-has anything that I send him.
I said, who's Juan Vidal and how did he get my picture?
No, but I updated it with the other meme. I added to it.
Yeah, I didn't think that was funny.
He put it on social media too.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
If you go to the Steve Reads a Comic Facebook, you could check it out. It's hilarious, in my opinion. That's a picture of Rob I photoshopped over Floyd Mayweather Jr. And
I was wondering where that money was. I didn't know what picture. Was that from Ozark? What is that from?
No, it's Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's just his money. That's how he lives his life. That's
what happens when you beat up women. You get a lot of money.
They pay you lots for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I don't know. But like I said, well, Logan was like, "Is it?" Because I was like, "Dude, you guys see this meme I sent you to Logan?" And he's like, "Is it gonna be funny?" And I'm like, yes. He's like, he's gonna make me laugh. I was like, I guarantee he'll make you laugh. He was fucking doubled over laughing so loud it just made me laugh. And then, like I said, and then Mason comes flying out of his bedroom. He's like, mother.
Mother. It cracks me up. Your kids call you mother and father. Like,
Isn't that weird?
It's so weird. Mother, come here, mother.
Yeah, mother and father.
Do you call them son?
I do. I call them son sometimes. I say, what's up? I don't know why. I say like Sunzo. I'm like, what's up, Sunzo? I don't know why. I got to do some cultural appropriation when I address my kids. But yeah, Sunzo. What's up, Sunzo? And then I have all kinds of names, nicknames for him.
You did not find that funny, Rob? You didn't like that at all?
What?
What do you mean, what?
I don't like my picture out there.
So you're on YouTube, right?
Rob is on YouTube and he has a podcast. It's like, I don't want anybody to know I exist except for these two. Except for these two things.
I found the first one funny,
dude. You're huge in Germany. We got a bunch of fans from Germany.
Big with the Nazis.
Why am I huge?
They love you. I don't know what it is, man.
They like me.
They like
Why do you say they like me?
They like people that stroke their hair.
Oh. Yeah, I shaved my beard. I was going to get a haircut, but I didn't have enough time. So all I got was the trimmed beard. I couldn't take it, man. I hate long hair. You wake up in the morning and, like, if you got a long beard, it's all smushed and it's sticking up this way. It's going up your nose.
Yeah, that's what's going on with mine right now. I fell asleep before the podcast.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, you guys can always shave your head. Go ahead, shave your head.
I am. I'm getting it cut, man. I'm tired of this long hair.
I wear a hat when I haven't washed my hair. I'm like, put a hat on. But I look like somebody who's hiding their baldness, but I'm not. I just have gross, greasy hair. So.
You look like our Lord and Savior.
That's like, dude, when I went to see your parents last month.
Did they, when you walked in the door, did they go, Jesus?
Your dad said to me, like, I was there for a little bit, and your dad's like, you're looking more and more like Jesus every day. And I just lost it. So I was like, that's what I'm going for, Bob.
I was like, he's like, maybe if I get enough people to believe, they'll start handing me money.
No, right? you know what Dad did? He handed him a glass of water and said, wine. That's what Dad wanted. And if you can't go wine, can you turn this into a beer?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you prefer beer.
Dad don't drink anything.
Hey, what's that? You got? How long have you had that Wolverine comic behind you there?
I just put it there for this episode.
Podcast. Yeah, I mean, how long have you owned it? You've had that forever?
This is one of those facsimile editions. This is not an original printing. It's an exact replica, though. It has all the ads in it, and I thought it'd be appropriate. You didn't even notice my poster over there.
Yeah, oh shit! I did. No, I didn't. I had no idea.
I noticed your Punisher too.
I kept telling you to change it, then you never did, so I stopped looking.
I've changed it multiple times. You've noticed one time.
Almost every podcast he changes.
Thank you, Rob. Rob's good at things like conversations and paying attention, and I appreciate that about him. Even though I make fun of him, he's always got an eye for detail, and he's curious.
I just never mentioned it. I thought it was obvious.
Right? I would think that too.
I was watching you speak. I was watching your lips like Hawkeye, in case I ever go deaf.
False. I see you staring at yourself in the side the whole time. I see your eyes diverting.
It's not true.
That's what I'm doing the whole time. So I'll check my beard out. Oh, I should wear a white shirt so you can see how long it is. Too much reference to the video portion of our podcast. I think.
It's good. Great podcasting material.
Did everybody watch Wolverine? The Wolverine.
Yes. I watched your cut.
Well, it's not my cut. I didn't get.
It's on your voodoo, so it's your cut, brother.
Was the extended cut action scenes?
There was that action scene in the at the end. That was a lot longer.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been a long time since I watched it, but I thought so.
I don't remember that that plow or whatever the hell that was. I don't remember that in the original.
That wood
where he's
chipper
just-
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably wasn't because again, we got some F words or at least one. We got blood. The stuff I noticed that was different was just the fact that we had blood. And that's pretty much it. It was a little bit blood, not as bloody as Logan.
Right.
But anyway, we're so everybody knows what we're talking about. We're talking about the 2013 movie, The Wolverine. It was the second standalone Wolverine movie directed by James Mangold. So it was PG-13 in the theaters. I took Logan to see it in the theaters. This might be a fun fact. My son's name is Logan. You'll never guess where I got that name from.
No idea.
So I've been a longtime fan of Wolverine. He's always been like, I don't know, somewhere in my top 5. I've always preferred like Punisher and Spider-Man and stuff, but I've also liked Wolverine, but I don't know, he can be a little corny sometimes.
You didn't want to name your kid Peter?
I suggested so many names before I was able to get Logan. I want to name him after somebody in Pantera. So his middle name is Philip after Phil from Pantera. She was like, my son is not going to be named Philip. I was like, okay. So Logan, we got a Logan. And then we got Mason Xavier it's not really after Professor Xavier. It's just because Maggie wanted him to have an X for a middle initial. It looks cool.
I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. Charles Xavier. I was like, nope. Yeah. Sean's like, no, it had nothing to do with that. I was like, oh.
Had everything to do with having an X in his name because it fucking look. She actually got the idea from Futurama. There's a writer or one of the creators on the show.
Yeah.
In the opening credits, his middle name is X. I forget his name though, and or his middle initial is X, and she always thought it was cool. So he ended up with an X name.
Xylophone.
It was almost
nailed it.
Yeah. All right. So when I saw this in theaters, I took Logan to see it. I found it kind of boring, but on this watch, which I really haven't watched it since then, I enjoyed it a lot more. It's still not great.
I felt the same way. Like I remember going to see it at the theater, and I was like, "That was all right." And then I watched it this time. I was like, "Man, this is much better than I remember."
What did you think, Rob?
Exact same. I was like, "Well, I've seen it. I've watched it several times. I've seen it probably 3 or 4 times. I don't know about all the way through, but I always thought it was good. I didn't understand why he fell in love with her or whatever. I guess they needed a love interest. That made no sense to me in the story. Still doesn't. But in the new one, there's also a lot more flashbacks with Jean Grey.
Okay.
In the whatever this cut was, your cut, Sean's cut.
It's called like I think it's just the extended cut. I'm not sure.
I did think they were a little heavy-handed with those flashbacks of her. I was like, "Is this the back to tank?"
Oh, there was like 3 or 4 more. It seemed like from what I remember.
Okay, they could have kept that shit out.
It was also weird too because he never really had a relationship with her. He just always kind of pined for her in the movies.
Yeah, and he's like, "I love you." Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't remember them being that deep. I was like, maybe that's a comic. I don't know.
Yeah. When you said he loved Mariko, what's her name? Mariko?
Yeah,
Mariko. I don't think he loved her. I think he was just, hooking up with her.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give our listener a sneak peek of next week since we're in the comics. This whole movie is based on the comics I gave you. Steve probably didn't notice that,
really?
even though he read them.
No. I'm saying I was talking about the movie. And
yeah.
I mean, but they don't say that in the movie. It's like in the comic, like he's marrying her or trying to at least.
Oh,
so,
great! Spoil the comic for me, Jack.
Sorry.
Yeah, Sean was trying to read it.
Shawn was trying to shit on me. I'm not going to let him do that.
I was shitting on you successfully. I didn't.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the movie because we're talking about the movie.
Well, I got to draw comparisons because I just read that whole story arc after I watched the movie. Because I wanted to see how true it was.
In the future, we got to start reading comics first, then watch the movie.
Okay. So Rob, the Mariko character in the comics, well, first of all, in the comics, he's not in love with Jean Grey. That's not a thing. Secondly, he had a love affair with Mariko years ago, and then he goes back to Japan, and she's getting married to some other dude. So that's what's happening in the comics, and they kind of tried to adapt that.
That makes more sense than for his love interest.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why in the movie it never made sense to me. I was like, dude, you're having freaking dreams of this, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm so confused.
You're just going with what's available, man.
Yeah, right. I get it. Hey, you know.
But I did like just kind of going back and reading the comic and seeing how and I had read that comic like 100 years ago, but
do they
didn't really remember it.
In the comic? Okay, I'm going to spoil this for myself by asking you this. In the comic, do they show that she's good at knives a lot more?
Yes.
I don't. Is it her or Yukio?
No, it's her. She's good at throwing knives. They reference that in the movie.
Oh yeah, it might be Yukio.
And she like threw one or two.
I think in the comics it's actually Yukio's good at knives.
Yukio is just a badass in the movie.
But so in the comics, dude, more spoilers. But I know you don't care. So
Rob's so not going to read this now.
I saw the movie. What do I need to read the comic for?
Yukio becomes a love interest of Logan as well.
Jesus, God, this guy gets around.
Hey, man,
horn dog.
He's been around for hundreds of years.
Dude,
man.
He looks like Hugh Jackman. I mean, what do you expect?
That's true.
Hey, what do you think of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine?
I think he's great.
I think he does a good job.
He's tall though for you, right?
He's tall, and he's a little. I wish he was beefier. I wish he was shorter and beefier like the comics. It's a minor thing because he does a good job. He does. I mean, he captures that. He did a great job in Logan, and
but is it? Do you think he does a good job just because that's all we know, or can we just have anybody with that hairstyle and that cut of beard?
That's a good point. I think if somebody can convey that like quiet anger kind of thing that becomes explosive, you know, I can't say anybody, but I don't think it's anything where I'm like, I'll just say that I think we could have a Wolverine that is just as good, if not better, than Hugh Jackman.
Who could you picture being a good Wolverine?
Like out of actors I know now?
Currently, right now.
Fuck. I never really thought about it. Like my dream casting as a kid was always Glenn Danzig. And I know I say that all the time, but I was into Danzig. I don't know if you know who that is, but he was the lead singer of the Misfits and then Sam Hain and then his own band Danzig. He's a short dude. He's hairy and he's ripped, or he was ripped. He's old as shit now, but he's still a big guy, but he's short, he's hairy. And if you watch like the Danzig home videos, so I used to really like Danzig in the 90s, and they released VHS tapes. He was like holding up Wolverine. He's a nerd. He's like, I love Wolverine. I would love to play this character in the movies. And I was just like, oh my God, that would be great. And then we got this tall, skinny Australian dude. And I was like, you got Glenn Danzig right there. And then like the joke casting right now that's been going around the internet for a while is Danny DeVito.
That's not
he's
right.
Short and hairy. He's short and hairy, so and he could do rage. But so that's kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anybody in mind? Like I can't even think of anybody.
No.
I don't. This is the first time I ever read Wolverine. The only other time I saw him was the movies and then the cartoon, the X-Men cartoon. So I don't really know how he really acts.
Yeah.
You know.
So did you watch the deleted scene from the director's cut?
The alternate ending?
Yeah, the alternate ending.
Yes. I'm glad you watched that.
I didn't watch it. Tell me about it.
Well, I saw her carrying a case into the plane at the end of this of when I was watching the movie. And I was like, that's pretty, they had the case and I was like, what'd they do with the case? I mean,
what's in the box?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, let me see this alternate ending. And I was like, oh, damn, that's in the case. I was like, oh, wow, why didn't they use that?
No,
why didn't they use that?
Seriously, what's in the box?
I can't.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. Dude, tell me what's in the box.
I kind of like this. I like holding this over.
No. Fuck you guys. Dude,
remember last week?
I'll leave right now. I'll just go turn it on. Fuck you guys. Where's the remote? Let's see it. Fuck you, fucking assholes.
Look at
Tell
this.
me.
This is the same
Wow.
guy who I was like, "Hey, tell me Rob's movie,"
Yeah,
and
right?
he was like, "No."
I thought
all
you
right.
ended up telling him.
No, he never told me.
Oh,
He's
I thought
What's in the box?
he's a big pussy, so he did not.
Yeah.
I like that too. That he has to turn on his whole screen. He can't just pull it up on his phone. He has to get the whole home theater going.
Alexa,
So
turn on Comcast.
Dude, just use your phone. Like,
just Google the ending.
yeah, you can
go
literally
ahead,
watch it on
keep talking.
YouTube.
I'm staring at my screen right now. Go ahead. Assholes won't just tell me.
Oh, now you know how it feels. All right,
Fucking-
I like this.
Hey, I didn't tell you because Rob told me not to tell you. That's not
What's
my
the
fault.
difference? What's the
I'll
difference?
tell you if he's all right with me telling you.
No, I don't want Steve to know. We can't know.
No, I'm gonna find out. I'm looking it up. It's just making the podcast not interesting. So go ahead.
That's what you think. You not being on the podcast makes it not
Oh
interesting?
no! It's watching me stare at my TV is not interesting.
Well, in case you did, we have two other people here. So this was the first one directed by James Mangold. He actually directed Logan as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, same director.
Who directed? What was the one before this?
The Origins, X-Men Origins, Wolverine. I don't even know who directed that one.
The one with the weird Deadpool.
Yeah, the X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, that's what that was called?
Yeah. That I do not know what director that was.
Okay.
But there were stuff in that movie I actually really like. I really liked the beginning of the movie where they showed him and Sabretooth going through time.
Right. I can't. There's no fucking extra scenes on this. Fucking Amazon. God damn
I love
it.
this. I love this. I have something over Steve.
What if I
He
fucking
can't handle it?
What if I click on watch again? You purchased this video. Where's the fucking extra content?
It's on Vudu, son.
Damn it.
You gotta go to Vudu.
I can't on this Amazon.
You're an Amazon household. You ain't got no Voodoo.
I got
So yeah, but Rob's right though. Like, what's in the case is amazing, and they should have utilized that. And I can't believe they didn't utilize it at some point
later. I mean,
how could you? It's right there. I mean, they did leave it out, so obviously they didn't intend to use it, but it would have been cool if they would have done that though.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool too.
Dude, it looked fucking great, right?
Yeah.
It was like Marvel level.
Yeah, our listeners love it. They can't wait to.
Oh, go ahead, Shawn. Tell them what was in the case so we can tell the listeners.
You want to know what's in the case? All right, it's his adamantium testicles, and she saved them.
Oh no,
that is totally. You're right. That is a better ending.
It's a Wolverine costume. It's like it's a proper yellow and black Wolverine costume, and
yellow and black. I thought it was yellow and brown.
He's had a yellow and brown one too, but he's had. It's usually like yellow and brown or yellow and blue, but there's always some black involved. But the mask is always black and yellow.
The mask, it was basically the mask, and then you could see the suit underneath
and you can see that,
But the mask looked like it was cool.
It was fucking sweet, and they did nothing with it.
And then I was like, I wonder what these other featurettes was, and I read them, and I was like, eh.
Right.
I was like, I'm done. That was a great ending. Why didn't they go with that one?
Dude, he used his claws a lot in this.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't expect that. I don't remember him using his claws that much. Because I remember at first the X-Men, it was like, what the fuck? He didn't even use his claws. And X2, he used a little bit more, but this one, he like stabbed a guy in the leg and then threw him from his leg. I was like, oh, yeah. Like flipped him around.
So seeing this in the theater, I remember seeing like the potential that we didn't really get until Logan came out of the violence of Wolverine.
Yeah.
But this extended edition definitely helps. I mean, it's still not as bloody as Logan is by any means, but you get the digitally added blood spurts. And I do think you see some more claw action though, too. I'm not 100% on that, but again, because like the first time around, like I said, I don't know. There's stuff I really liked it. Like I love the whole scene with the bear at the beginning, which again is from the comic. It's like a variation on something straight out of the comic book.
Well, that was in both cuts. Yeah.
CGI's come a long way since that bear.
The train scene seemed a lot better on this new version. I don't know if it was any different. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was
It's a cool
That was a
scene.
fun scene.
Yeah.
When he
They did
fakes
a
that
good-
dude out at the end.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
oh,
It just stays there. But
Yeah.
I'd give this movie a solid. I don't know. I think I'd give it a solid like 3 out of 4. It's definitely worth a watch. It's entertaining. I think the weakest parts of the Jean Grey stuff and some of the romance stuff, like Rob was saying, what Rob was saying makes perfect sense. It's just kind of like he just seems so devoted to this woman that he apparently is known for about 20 minutes.
Well, yeah, after
if
reading
that.
the comics, you're like, oh, that's Mariko.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense in the
that
comics.
that makes sense.
Yeah, but when you're just
Yeah.
watching the movie, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you, Rob. What that opening scene with the bomb on Nagasaki, that was sweet.
That's a cool scene, yeah.
Yeah. And what do you guys think of the bone claws? I hate the bone claws.
Never been a fan. I remember in '93, because I was like the prime, when I was first able to really get to comic book shops, and it was like a huge event when Magneto stripped the adamantium from his body, and all of a sudden everybody found out for the first time that he had bone claws. Everybody thought that the claws were added when he had the adamantium put on him by Weapon X.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was said explicitly, but it seemed to be at least implied throughout the comics that was additional, and that he didn't even know. And then he had bone claws, and it was like, oh. And then that actually led me down a rabbit hole after watching this, and I was watching some other X-Men movies. And if you go to like Days of Future Past, and this could just be a whole timeline thing because they mess with the timeline so much in that movie. He's got adamantium again, and there's like, it doesn't make, and in Logan he has adamantium claws again. You know what I mean?
So how do you get him back?
Right. It's just like, it's weird. It's kind of weird that he just has the bone claws, and then he has adamantium in Logan and Days of Future Past, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that sounds like they need to explain that. Are we sure we didn't miss anything?
So no, not that I've watched those movies. They just
even
never
Apocalypse.
Do.
You said you hated Apocalypse. Did you make it through?
Apocalypse? All that had in it was
he wasn't in that one, was he?
He was. It was the whole Weapon X scene. He had a really great scene in that. Where he was in the full Weapon X gear with the headgear, and he's like naked, killing everybody. But after he got his adamantium, but again, Wolverine takes place after those movies, but it's confusing. I don't know. How does he like? I don't know how the timeline works. But in Logan, he has his metal claws, and this movie takes place before Logan. So I don't fucking know. Timeline fuckery. It doesn't really matter, obviously, because obviously we want him with adamantium. Nobody wants fucking Bone Claw Wolverine. Nobody wants that.
It looks so fucking dumb.
Yeah, and it's weird too because like his blades are like real skinny, but then when he has bone claws, they're like fucking round, like fucking hot dogs, and you're like, that wasn't coated in metal a second ago. You know what I mean? Like,
right, right. Like, they are razors sharp and,
right.
And thin, and then next thing you know, they're, I don't know.
Yeah, he's got like fucking golf clubs coming out of his hands. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like extra fingers.
Somebody's got it. There's got to be a Reddit page on this somewhere. Somebody's got to clear this up. I'm going to have to do some research after this podcast now. This is driving me nuts.
You are the one person that does not know how to Google.
I Google.
Right.
You will ask me and Shawn
I'm Googling
150 questions before you will Google anything.
Well, usually you guys know the questions, so I don't have to Google, but it seems like you guys don't know dick on this one, so I'm going to have to resort to Google.
If you ask me one more time about blood in your pee, I'm just done with that question. Go to a doctor, bro. I don't know.
What happens when there's herpes on the surface?
Like, Jesus Christ. Use your damn phone.
WebMD said I had cancer.
Every time. 100% of the time.
I'd like to say I love ninjas. Dude, when they were hitting them with the bow and arrow and holding them with the lines, I was like, I love ninjas.
More like ninjas.
More like ninjas.
I miss ninjas' prevalence, and that's another thing. Go back to Karate Kid. Just like the '80s were so martial arts focused, I remember being a little kid thinking there really
that.
was some like mystical aspect to martial arts, you know, and of course there isn't. But at the time, I was just all in on that, and yeah, seeing ninjas is always fun.
There was a good scene in this movie too when the ninjas came to attack the house. And it was real quiet. You know, they were all taking people out and it was complete silence almost. I was like, yes, ninjas.
Yes. And again, this comic written in the 80s. So you got ninjas in the comic. They used them in the movie to good effect. I'm really tired of the trope though. And it happened. I mean, it was in Spider-Man 2. It was in Deadpool 2. Like, I'm tired of the hero losing his fucking power. Superman 2. Like, was Superman 2 or 3? I think it was 2. But, like, I actually liked it as Superman 2, though. I don't know why. I think it's because he got revenge on that asshole. He just totally went ape shit with his superpowers later at the diner. I hate that. It's like, no, I want to see superheroes do superhero shit. I don't want to see depowered superheroes, you know? Like, it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, and you keep waiting for him to get it back. And it's like, oh god, the movie's getting close to over. When's he going to get it? And then Silver Samurai looked awesome, man. It looks so good. And then they kind of
scary.
They had a good fight. I wish it would have lasted a little bit longer. What'd you think of Viper?
She was hot. She was fine.
Spoiler alert: she's in the comic, Rob.
Yeah. Rob's like, I'm asleep. I'm sleepy. You bored me to sleep.
We should call the podcast. How many times does Rob yawn?
I didn't yawn. I didn't even play with my beard or my hair.
You just yawned 2 seconds ago.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. It's on YouTube.
Maybe.
But yeah, I'll give this one a 3. I'm with you. I thought this was much better. I would have gave it a 2 if I wouldn't have seen, if I wouldn't have watched it just now.
The theatrical version gets a 2 for sure.
Yeah.
2.5.
I'll go with that.
This director's cut or whatever it was better, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
still, the story didn't make, like I said, the whole love interest thing didn't really fit with the movie, but
yeah. Yeah, they kind of shoehorned that stuff in.
Yeah.
They could have got rid of some of that. And I don't know. It's weird because they clearly wanted to adapt those initial 4 comics.
Yeah.
But fit it into the movie X-Men continuity. I think they could have done a better job of that, though. Overall,
what's your favorite X-Men movie? / Wolverine movies.
I like Logan a lot, but I liked X-Men 2 and I like Days of Future Past. Which is probably a comic we'll end up reading and then comparing to the movie at some point. Down the road.
X2 was always my favorite. But this one was good. This one, I like this one a lot.
It was solid.
Yeah. When you see Nightcrawler that first time in the theater, that shit was so fucking awesome.
And then, that's the first time you get to see Wolverine kind of go Wolverine Berserk style,
Yeah. When he's in that, when he jumps in the hallway there in the mansion.
Yeah. There's no blood, but you finally are like, yeah, fucking Wolverine.
Which one's 2? Is that the one where he kills, where Jean Grey is?
No, she's not. She doesn't die in that one. That's the third one. That one's terrible.
What was the third one?
There
was 3 of them?
Stand.
Yeah.
Last Stand.
Shit. No wonder why.
Hey, wait a minute. I wrote them all down. There's X-Men, X2, X-Men The Last Stand, X-Men Origins, Wolverine. That one sucked.
It was all right.
X-Men First Class, then the Wolverine, which we watched, then Days of Future Past, then Apocalypse, then Logan, and then Dark Phoenix.
Ooh, that one was not good.
I don't even remember that one.
It was better than It's better than X-Men 3. I can tell you that, Rob.
Yeah.
Good.
It might have been because I forgot there was an X-Men 3.
that was so bad.
That one. What? Eternals or X3? What do you got?
I'd watch X3 all day, dude. All day. Dude. Eternals was so bad. Like, I don't know if I could think of a more boring movie than fucking Eternals. Like,
unless. At least X3 had "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
Oh my god! But character counts for a lot for me with movies. So if I just like the characters, in a movie, you've already got points. There was no one to like or care about in Eternals. They wanted you to like that one dude. Steve loved the one guy that was with Kumail Nanjiani. What was his name, Steve? That was your favorite character.
I forgot his name now. Kumar?
His servant?
Something like that. Kunin or, yeah. And they just kept trying to push that dude.
Don't
and I was
do
just
it,
like,
Steve. Don't do it. Just keep your mouth shut.
I've been canceled.
But yeah, that Eternals is just, dude, I'd rather watch Aquaman than Eternals. Like it was just so boring. It was so boring. Like it was just like, it was like what they would show you if they wanted to, bore you to sleep so they could rob your house or something. Somebody put that on.
You just yawned. Mark,
I did.
1 hour, 10 minutes, 30 seconds.
But yeah, that movie's just so fucking boring. And there's nowhere to insert myself in that movie. I don't care about any of those people. I care about none of the characters. There are two things I care about. Salma Hayek's boobs. That's it. That's the entirety of the things I care about in Eternals.
That's how you care about the movie. You pictured yourself nestled in between her bosom,
in between
her
Salma
breasts.
Hayek. Yeah, it's so bad. When I'm like, what'd you like about Eternals? Well, there were fully covered Salma Hayek boobs in it, I guess. So we have that. That's really reaching.
I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna give
Rob
it
yawning again.
He doesn't yawn, dude. That's not true. He doesn't yawn on the podcast.
I didn't say I didn't yawn. I didn't think I had done it when you said I had.
I'm gonna give it another shot. I'm gonna watch it again. I think soon.
I watched it with Molly.
Dude,
I watched all the other ones. I watched Shang-Chi 3 times. I watched Black Widow twice. Gotta at least give Eternals one more shot. See what the fuck's going on at the end with I'm a leprechaun.
Oh my god.
So
it's like that meme I sent though. They're like, hey, you wait 10 minutes for Marvel credits, and then some guy's like, yo, I'm Blorpo. What's up, dudes? That's basically the end of Eternals. Like, I don't know who the fuck that is. I read comic books and I don't know who the fuck that is. I didn't know the actor or the fucking character he was supposed to be.
I am interested in this.
They're like, oh, that's Harry Styles. Like, who the fuck is Harry Styles? I don't know. I still don't know. I think he's a singer.
Yeah, he is. He was in a boy band, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But we're all middle-aged hetero dudes. We don't know fucking Harry Styles.
Dude, we're just old now. We're just Maybe the younger generation is loving it.
My children don't know who that is either. I'm proud. Again, the heterosexual male comes into play there. They don't know who the fuck Harry Styles is.
The younger generation outside your household.
Right. Yeah, Logan was killing me watching Cobra Kai because he's just like ragging on it, and it was so funny. He likes it, but it's such an absurd show. You have to that show has its own reality. You cannot think that would if you start falling into oh yeah, this is realistic or this could happen. No, none of this could happen. It's a comic book world of its own. And that's why
you need to stop talking about it if you're trying to sell it, because it's just making it worse.
Oh, dude, it's so great.
You're making me.
You can watch Peacemaker. You can watch Peacemaker, but you can't watch Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah.
What's the difference?
James Gunn.
But you don't even know who wrote or directed Cobra Kai.
Yeah. I wasn't a big Karate Kid.
I wasn't either. I was not either. But I went and rewatched them. Well, at least I'd never seen the third one.
I'm not going to go back and rewatch them.
Rob's like, I got Psych to watch.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Psych with my wife.
Rob came out of the womb at 90 years old. Like, how could you grow up in the 80s as a dude and be like, fucking Karate Kid? Who wants to watch that crap? Yeah. I'm watching Casablanca with my dad.
How old when did it come out? 80 what?
84.
Okay. So you were 14.
So Rob would have been 14. Yeah, I would think that would be a good age for martial arts.
Do you guys even know how I was born in 72? I was 12.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what year you were born. No, that's I trusted Steve because he's your brother.
I'll be 50 this year.
Okay, 12.
The year's 2022.
That's perfect age for karate.
I trusted Steve. That was my first mistake.
I have no idea.
Steve doesn't know what kind of beer I like.
He's like, Rob was 20. Rob was 22.
Even though all he's got to do is add 7
12,
right?
14.
to his age.
12, 14, whatever. Close enough.
So 12, again, I think perfect age when that came out. I would have been, 8? How to math. Rob is 20 years older than me.
Steve does math.
So, but yeah, I was around 8 years old. I literally didn't get to see those movies until like all 3 of them were out on VHS. And I saw the first one at a neighbor's house. And it was like 1990 by then. And I had seen RoboCop and Batman, so like Karate Kid didn't really do much for me at that point because I had seen too much at that point.
I was like, I think I was more in love with Peter Cetera than I was fucking Karate Kid the movie.
Steve was doing the crane kick,
right?
I was all into that.
So for the listeners out there, my brother is exactly 7 years and 3 days younger than me. That's our difference. So we're basically exactly 7 years apart, and he had no idea how old I was.
Dude, they don't know math either. They just their head exploded when you said
Science.
that.
I'm with Rob though. I feel like my sister's 3 years older than me, so when I figure stuff out, I just tack on 3 years or subtract 3 years and go from there.
No, I was confident that I was right.
I believed you.
I was like, oh, I nailed that. I even went back in my head. I was like, is that right? I was like, yeah, I nailed it.
You sold me on it.
Yeah. It's all about confidence.
Yeah. Confidence, man. But yeah, so
Rob's picking a movie next time. Did he tell you what it was?
What do you think? Nobody's told me what this. I'm dying to hear what this.
It's based upon a comic.
A comic strip, or a comic book.
I think he's lying on this. I don't think this is
Singing in the Rain, your first musical.
This is what you want to bring to Steve Reads a Comic?
No.
I was like, Jesus
yes,
Christ.
he does. Don't let him lie to you.
No.
He wants Singing in the Rain.
I do, but for this show, no. I think one day you need to watch it.
Dude, don't let Shawn.
I've seen Singing in the Rain when I was younger.
Persuade you.
Yeah,
Go
I think
with
you'll
your
enjoy
gut.
it. I sing the songs like every morning. After I told Steve that's what I wanted to do, I kept singing the songs in my head for like a day. It's crazy.
Listener, this is again. Do you know? Now do you understand? Like there's technically like a 4.5 year difference between me and Rob, but somehow he is actually a baby boomer, and I don't know how that happened.
Fucking boomer.
No, I think if you were gonna watch a musical, this one you might be able to tolerate. Maybe 20 minutes.
I saw it when I was younger. We used to go to this dude, Dick Rogers' house.
Oh,
trying to bang my mom. And he would put on musicals for her because she liked musicals. So I've seen tons of musicals. I've given them their fair shake at this point.
That guy always scared me.
But if you don't want to do that, I do have an alternative. And
let's hear this.
Casablanca.
I'm not gonna do it. The Bruce Willis is in it.
Striking Distance.
No, that was horrible.
Color of Night.
No, that was even worse.
Last Boy Scout.
Oh, you get to see his dick in Color of Night.
The one with the multi-pass. Steve got me a bobblehead dog.
Sean will take.
What's the name of the movie?
He'll take Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Fifth Element. The Fifth Element.
Yeah, we do that one. Is that based upon a comic?
No, it's a Luc Besson movie.
He's never letting you pick.
I have no problem with Rob picking movies.
All right, so what are we doing? Which one of those two? Which one do you want to see? Which one do you want us to watch more, Rob?
Oh, I don't care.
Well, right now I'm just looking to see which one's available for free. I don't own either one.
Singing in the Rain is on HBO Max.
All right, looks like it's Singing in the Rain because Fifth Element is not available.
All right, gonna make Shawn watch a musical.
I don't know why you do this to me.
And this is the last time Rob will ever pick anything on the show.
I just heard Maggie from the other. Maggie, what'd you say? She said she is not watching that with me. Why aren't you watching that with me?
You gotta watch it.
She
tell her she'll be able to make fun of me for a year after watching that.
You think she can't do that already?
That's true.
Basically, I got called a very emasculating term if I watch that movie. So if I,
she's like, divorce.
she just said, she's like, that's gay. I'm not watching that. That's fucking gay.
She got a problem with the gays?
No, not at all. She's using it in the other way. In the
happy. It is a happy. It is a happy movie. It'll make you feel good afterwards.
She's an ally and an advocate, but in this sense, she's right. There's nothing I can say about that. I don't know. She has this image of me that I can't watch or listen to things that are even just slightly non-masculine. Like feminine? She hears me No. Feminine especially, but just even something that's just slightly less than masculine. Not feminine per se, but if it's even just like, if she hears me listening to, like, I was listening to Mastodon, which is a heavy metal band, but they have clean vocals. And she's like, what is this, new metal? And I'm like, no, this is a well-respected heavy metal band that has clean vocals. And I like new metal as well, but it's like, but new metal is also terrible. So I'm like, no, they don't belong in that bucket. Don't put them in there. And it's really funny to me because she's been singing this stupid fucking song about Bruno around the fucking house.
We don't talk about Bruno.
That she's been singing that shit, and I'm like, what is that? She's like, it's on TikTok. It's from a Disney movie. It's from Encanto. And
no, it's Encanto.
Encanto.
No,
I thought Bruno was the guy from the fish movie, the mermaid.
No, he is. That's Silencio Bruno. This is
Jesus Christ.
We don't talk
all
about
the Brunos.
There's lots of Brunos out there.
So she could sing that all day. But if she hears me singing that, I'm probably getting divorced. Just FYI. Like,
that guy probably got laid all the time. Who was the guy? I can't think of his name. Singing in the Rain guy. Fred Astaire.
What?
No, who? Not the other one.
Gene Kelly.
That one. Yeah, I'm sure he got laid all the time. He was the man. He was a manly man, even though he was a dancer. Right.
So dudes nowadays. Jennifer Lopez hooked up with one of her dancers. Britney Spears hooked up with one of her dancers.
So why are we saying that's not manly?
It's still not all women like masculine men.
I think you could open up a little bit more.
I've seen tons of musicals. I've seen.
I just don't like. Do you wear a pink shirt?
I'd wear any color. I don't care about that.
Would your wife let you wear a pink shirt?
She's bought me pink shirts.
That's what I don't understand.
I don't. Dude, when she dresses me, good Lord, man.
Yeah.
Do you not remember when we went to Vegas? All of a sudden, there's all these colors.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yes, I don't know.
So are we really watching Singing in the Rain next week? Are we doing this?
I guess.
Wow.
Such a strange
I just want to hear him critique a musical.
Our listeners are like, what the fuck? What is going on?
Steve and I won't be able to talk this whole show.
Hey, this when I pick, it's going to be Fast and Furious.
I just tell you now, I'm not watching it.
No, you have to.
Oh, how are you gonna make me do it?
I'll come over there and fucking break your fucking legs.
That's all right.
Do.
I'll unlock the door for you. I'll be waiting.
Maggie's like, Jesus, what are you doing?
Unless you're gonna fucking Clockwork Orange my ass, you can't make me watch that movie.
Yeah. Well, if he gets to watch Singing in the Rain, I want to make you suffer too. That's bullshit. You'll suffer for Rob.
This is suffer.
This is the goal of the podcast.
I'm not trying to make him suffer.
Yeah. What else was that pick for? You know he's not gonna like Singing in the Rain.
I don't know. He might like it.
Oh, okay.
He might actually enjoy it.
I'm sure it'll be his new favorite movie, right after Casablanca.
I would like to hear.
Why you keep bringing up Casablanca?
Because we like to make fun of you for that.
Because I like old movies?
Yeah.
Because you're a 90-year-old man.
That's fine. But he ain't going to like it. I'll guarantee you.
You've watched Psycho. That was an interesting movie.
Yes. And it's a horror film.
Hitchcocks are good.
Yeah. It's a horror film. It's not a musical.
Well, there's a Hitchcock.
Have you met Shawn?
What was the one with Gary... Oh shit, man! To Catch a Thief.
Oh, that was good. That wasn't Hitchcock, though, was it?
I don't know. I don't think it was Hitchcock.
That wasn't Hitchcock.
It was an old movie that was really good.
Yeah, I liked it.
You know what else is old? This podcast. This is old.
But Rob, I would like you to elaborate more on what's up, Maggie.
Loud ass.
You gonna watch Singing in the Rain with me?
Fuck no.
Can you hear her?
Yeah, we can.
She's like, fuck no.
So what you're gonna do? This is what's gonna happen after Shawn watches this. He's gonna wake up Maggie one morning and saying, "Good morning, good morning. It's time to get on up. Good morning to you and you and you." In the morning, you're gonna so do it because it'll be stuck in your head.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Shawn. I'm sorry you're gonna hang yourself
and chop your head off. Probably.
They're both gonna commit suicide together. That's what they're gonna do.
Look, dude, it's just a movie that makes you happy. I don't need to watch sad movies all the time. I don't know. When I watch this movie, it always makes me feel happy.
Oh man, I can't wait. I love musicals.
Yeah,
Shawn. This is the last time we see Shawn.
Probably.
Say goodbye. It was nice. It was nice knowing you, Shawn.
Look, we're taking him out of his element. This whole goddamn since we started this podcast, you guys have taken me out of my element. So now one episode, we're gonna take him out of his element, and we're gonna see how the show is.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's all.
I love making him uncomfortable.
I'm not trying to make him uncomfortable. I just want to see how open he is to see. I'm curious.
I think Rob and I just.
I say that in all sincerity.
I am.
I believe you. I just think we need to have a discussion about audience demographics when we're done.
Dude, we got 20 people watching this.
20 from Germany.
It's more than you think.
Well, look, if they like the podcast and they like me on the podcast, then maybe they'll understand why I picked this. We've talked about us liking musicals.
Is there like a compromise? What if you don't have to read comics anymore? You just have to watch movies, and then I don't have to watch Singing in the Rain.
Dude, you don't have to watch it. I'm not gonna make you watch it.
I'm gonna do it because you're Rob, and you don't ask for anything ever, so that's why I'm gonna do it. I'm just really curious about the psychology of this decision.
I want you to honestly break this down. I think it was made in 1950 something.
Did you hear what he just said?
What he said?
He said he would watch it.
I know. I heard him. I heard that.
Okay, now let's take that a step further and let's change the movie to The Fast and the Furious.
No, I'm not watching that.
I don't want to watch.
You said you'd watch anything for Rob. You just said you'd watch anything for Rob.
I don't want to watch The Fast and Furious.
Rob being the key.
Once again, Steve. This is how Steve thinks. Oh, hey, Rob, you get to choose. Choose the one I like.
Yeah.
Jesus, Steve.
Yeah, have you met me?
It's all about Steve.
Yes.
I also think
that's correct.
I think Rob is sincere, and I think Rob's 100% sincere. And I think Steve, however, is just like, well, if we're gonna fucking make him watch shit he hates, I want to make him watch shit he hates. And I'm like, why is that your thought process?
Yeah.
Like, why does that where your head goes?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good.
I know you don't like musicals.
Because you are very spoken out. Outspoken, yes. And you will come back with a very harsh critique of both of these movies, and it'll be fucking hilarious.
I'm going to go to my grave without seeing Fast and Furious.
Dude,
I will watch Fast and Furious.
You watch fucking Aquaman.
Yeah, because you guys were with me.
Yeah, and guess what? We're with you again.
You're not with me.
Yeah.
Matt, I will watch Fast and Furious when Maggie watches A History of Violence. I've been trying to get her to watch this movie for almost 20 years, or as long as it's been out.
Okay, all right.
She will not watch it.
All right, well,
she refuses to watch it.
I'll bribe Maggie then.
And we're going to do that one too. If I can actually find the comic book it's based on, which I've looked for it, it's hard to find. We're going to cover that one eventually too.
So is there a Singing in the Rain comic book? You said they make
no, there's no Singing in the Rain comic book.
There could be. You said they make adaptations for everything.
Okay, maybe somebody made an adaptation, but I guarantee it's not based on a comic book. There's no musicals, all singing, all dancing comic books that I'm aware of anyway.
I want your honest opinion of this movie because it is one of my favorite musicals, but there are some scenes where I'm like, oh my God, just shoot me now. I'm just telling you.
Just musicals
I want your
in general.
honest critique.
Because so you like when people just burst into song and start dancing?
I like
in
songs.
a movie.
I like musicals. I
like music.
We grew up
I
going.
love music.
We grew up going to the theater, like the plays, that type of theater.
Okay.
We grew up with that. We had family that were that sang and danced. Not Steve and I didn't get that, but other family members, and we used to go see them all the time ever since we were little, and it was always enjoyable.
Okay.
So that's why we're, and plus mom liked musicals, so we'd dad would watch a horror flick, mom would watch a musical,
Yeah.
So we can like all genres. We don't have to stick with one.
Oh no, I never said that. I'm just very curious about the psychology of this decision.
Yeah.
As I'm sure listener is too. But yeah, this does not.
You said he came out of the womb at 90. Why are you shocked?
I'm not shocked.
So this movie came out in 1952. So there you go.
Hey, it's about the same time that some of the comics we read.
It's
there.
Almost.
That's how we tie it into comics. They came out about the same time.
Well, I didn't know this was about comics. I thought this was about.
We haven't
movies.
read any comics from the 50s. What are you talking about?
The Flash.
We have Spider-Man. Oh wait, no, I read that.
It came out in the 60s.
That was so.
I read Action Comics #1. That was 50s.
That was like 40s, 30s, 8 actually.
Oh shit!
Look, dude.
Yeah.
What happened in the 50s?
If you guys don't want to do Sing in the Rain, I am fine with it because I don't give a shit about this podcast.
I am intrigued. I
really don't
learn,
care.
I want to learn more. And plus it's Rob, and so I'll do it for Rob. And again, I don't know why Steve thinks it's just like shit on Shawn now. All I've been trying to do is bring you good stuff. That's all I've been trying to do. And I feel like Rob's doing the same thing.
Wait a minute.
He's bringing me something he enjoys.
Yeah, I enjoy the Fast and the Furious. What the fuck, man?
You're a liar because I know that's not true.
That is not true. That is not true. I really liked the first one.
Oh, the first one.
And I like how they attached that fucking air intake manifold / carburetor kit on Mando's new plane or whatever the fuck that thing is.
What's he doing?
It's a muscle car.
It looks like an old
what the hell is that?
Old carburetor with the
external one. It's just sitting on the front
with the air filter and everything.
That's what they're turning Mando into, Fast and Furious. I'm like, yeah, let's do this.
That's funny. I didn't.
Dude, he's back.
They started it up, and it was like boom, 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 boom.
I don't think I'm phrasing this correctly.
I made
Steve's not understanding.
Dude, I understand, dude.
I think Rob is bringing something he really enjoys. He's really passionate about, and you just want to make me watch a shitty movie. I don't believe you're passionate about Fast and the Furious. I just don't. It's not something you've ever been like, dude, you got to watch this.
I've been telling you to watch the first one forever. I said the first one is not that bad.
I don't like cars.
I know.
I don't like chase scenes.
I know.
I don't like.
You don't like musicals either, but look what you're doing next week. So
I don't like movies. I don't like any of the actors in movies. Why would you think I would like Fast and the Furious? Yeah, I can't break that though. I don't have feelings about Singing in the Rain. Like I'm indifferent, but Fast and Furious, I just hate that whole franchise. I hate the kind of movie viewer that it brings it to mind when I don't think about you
understand. We're trying to get a fun and interesting podcast. You fucking almost having a heart attack while watching a movie is pure entertainment.
I'm glad you find that entertaining. I do not, however. I do this podcast to entertain me and no one else. So therefore, there is a strict ban on Fast and the Furious.
Oh,
I can't do it.
They'd be 2 back-to-back banger episodes, I guarantee. Well, I don't know about Singing in the Rain, but Fast and Furious, we'd get some hits.
This is what the Fast and Furious episode would look like if. That's what you would get for Fast and the Furious. Silence.
Next week is the comic book, right? And then the following week will be my movie.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So after we go see Tool, I can watch Singing in the Rain for our podcast.
Yes. Can we do a poll? We can do a poll and see, how many people would like to see you watch Fast and the Furious and Singing in the Rain.
I don't care.
Come on, dude. You don't want to get viewers.
I live my life this way. I will continue to. If I start listening to people now, I will end up being an anti-vaxxer who thinks Trump was a good president and Joe Biden is a communist. Like, I don't listen to opinions of that man. That's not how I live my life.
I'm just trying to get interaction with the viewers, man. The only time I got it was when I had a half-naked chick on. Everybody's like, oh,
well, let's give a shout out to Stephen Breyer for stepping down while we still have a Democratic president.
There you go.
May Ginsburg rest in peace.
Singing in the Rain. It's our next comic book movie.
Am I supposed to do a comic book movie? I didn't know that.
I thought I didn't say comic book movie, but I said I wanted it to be.
You said we'd watch. We'll go to a movie. Yeah.
No, I said I wanted it to be in the realm of like nerdy shit, fantasy, sci-fi.
That is nerdy shit.
So Fifth Element fits that. Fifth Element fits that. However, I have seen Fifth Element. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. So Singing in the Rain, I think. What's that? Because what's that?
Ahead. Keep going. I'm sorry.
I was just Singing in the Rain is a more interesting choice to me, and because it's something you're passionate about. And I know what I'm passionate about a movie.
It's just a musical.
It's the first movie you've selected. You're clearly passionate about it.
Well, some of it had to do with that you don't like musicals.
Okay, now it's a spite thing.
Well, I mean, it's not a spite thing.
Now Rob's on the right page.
You say you don't like musicals, but I want to hear your honest opinion of being open-minded after watching a musical.
I'll do my best.
That's all true. I'm being sincere in that.
And I believe you. And I also believe there is a part of you that's just like, ha, ha, ha.
No, but,
I'm looking up Singing in the Rain comic right now, and I see the classic scene where he's on the light pole with the umbrella, and
I know that everybody knows that scene.
Oh, yes, but it's from X-Men. It's an X-Men comic. There you go. Tied it all together for you.
Somebody did an homage, apparently.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, all right. So we got Wolverine next week, and we do got to flip this around though. I think you're right. We should do the comics first and then the movies.
Because I want to talk about so much of the comic this time.
And then then we'll do Singing in the Rain, and then we'll skip Steve, and then I'll pick the next movie.
I'm just fucking with you. I don't even want to pick anything. I don't care. I just like fucking talking to you guys.
But yeah, I'll check it out because you're passionate about it. So like I said, when I'm passionate about a movie and people don't watch it, it upsets me. It's like, dude, you would love this. And I'm always telling him, but always giving Steve recommendations. And like 12 years later, he's like, that movie was so good. And I have to punch him in the face.
Yeah, man.
I told you about it 12 fucking years ago.
It's not that I'm passionate about it. I mean, it's not like I watch it all the time. It's just,
it's not on TBS.
There's like 3 or 4. Actually, I think it is.
It is.
Is it?
There's actually like 3 or 4 songs in there that I sing. I know them. It's great.
Well, I'm curious.
I used to annoy
give us insight
my kids and wife by waking up them in the morning, and they just fucking hate me. And to this day, I have to be gentle with them in the morning because I used to sing it.
So I wake the family up. I sing a different. I sing "Slit Your Guts" by Cryptopsy.
It's a movie that makes you feel good, and it's like, I don't know. I don't understand why people just can't be happy.
We can't.
Well, no, this will be a good conversation because I think maybe I need to explain why certain things that make some people happy make feel like a razor blade in my brain and I want to kill people. So maybe we'll see if that happens.
Yeah. Comics. I get it.
So yeah, so you hate comics, you gave them a fair shake. I hate musicals. I've given them a fair shake my whole life, but I will do this for you. We'll do this for you, my friend.
Wow.
So not and
that'll be my last
Guillermo. And not Guillermo.
Rob is no longer on the podcast.
I don't know why you think like have I ever had a scorched earth policy when it comes to anything?
Fast and
why
Furious.
would I do that? That's outside. That's
you asked.
But I'm just saying, like, if I watched it, I wouldn't end the podcast. I would just. I think if I ever am in a situation, I'll just pretend I watched it. I think I could get the gist of it. It's like, all right, I'll figure this out. It's like Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. One of them's an undercover cop. One of them's a street racer, right? I know that much. And so one of them goes undercover in the street race scene. They become best friends, and he's got to take down this is basically the plot of Point Break, right? But with cars. So it's that at the end, and then at the end he's firing his gun in the air and going, ah! Right? Is that pretty much it?
No, you gotta replace the gun with a car.
And then there's cars and there's barbecues and family. Right? That's at the movie. There's like people and they race each other for some reason, and it's like a whole street racing thing.
Damn, you just named
you just named all the Fast and Furious movies.
And that's the whole
what I mean.
That's the whole premise of Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
How'd you know that?
I've seen Singing in the Rain. I have no idea what it's about other than a guy dancing with an umbrella by a light. That's literally all I remember about that movie. I don't know. I assume it's a love story. Are there at least drugs involved or some exciting element, or is it just like a straight up love story?
No, heroin.
All the drugs are off screen.
It's the writers.
There's definitely some drugs involved.
I'm gonna have to break out the old Singing in the Rain DVD I got over there.
I'm gonna watch it on HBO Max because that's where it is.
Supposes.
I don't know where it is.
All right, so this podcast has taken a turn.
Wow.
We'll find out if it's for better or for ill.
Was that revelation shocking to you?
No, it wasn't. It's more. I'm just kind of like, huh?
That's what I told you.
What'd you think I was gonna choose?
Casablanca.
Really? God.
Yeah. So this isn't to me. This isn't that far removed from Casablanca.
Everybody should have seen Casablanca by now. It's like
yes, but if you don't grow up with a TV, you don't grow up with parents who give a shit about that stuff. You don't see that stuff.
But you've seen Casablanca, right?
I have never seen Casablanca.
Really? Do you want to watch Casablanca instead?
I would rather watch Casablanca.
All right, we could do that.
Hang on, let me see if it's available. Because I'm not buying.
No, never mind. We're doing Singing in the Rain. We just told everybody we're doing it.
All right, we'll do Singing in the Rain.
I didn't know you've never watched Casablanca, though. I would
never seen Casablanca.
Oh, but goddamn.
Yeah, because I didn't have.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Influence.
Hey, remember I got you that.
See, I thought you wouldn't want to watch Casablanca.
Remember I got you that VHS box set Casablanca?
I remember that.
It was like this fucking big. It was like 3 feet tall.
I still got it. And I know where it's at. Unlike your signed autograph picture of...
Dude, I got it. It's here somewhere. I wouldn't have got rid of that. I just don't know where I put it. I moved like 3 times in a year, and it's somewhere.
All right. So next week, Wolverine 1 through 4.
So why'd you send me a picture of the Uncanny X-Men?
Yeah, because that's the other 2 that you were supposed to read.
There's 4 issues of Wolverine, then 2 issues of Uncanny X-Men.
Oh, I didn't know that Uncanny was the original X-Men.
Yeah, that's why I sent them to you, because I just called it X-Men.
They originally called it the Uncanny X-Men.
Yes.
Okay. And that's still going on today.
That is still going on. Actually, was it called Giant Size X-Men? I don't remember what they started with, but I think it was Uncanny. But no, Uncanny's ended. They've rebooted comics so many times now. Okay. It is not still going on. But it did go on for up until, I don't know, 90s, 2000s maybe. It went on for a long time. Hundreds of issues. But yeah.
So I'm a little confused here. You said that Wolverine is what the movie's based on.
Yeah.
So what does the 2 Uncanny X-Men comics?
They pick up basically their continuation of the 4-part limited series. You don't really get the whole story. I mean, the 4-part series is its own story, but if you want the whole movie story, you got to read all 6 issues.
Really?
Uncanny X-Men 172 and 173 were the.
I got it written down. I wrote it down last week.
Well, I was telling the listener in case
that way I don't have to listen to the podcast to figure out what we got to read.
Or you could text me. Like, I will always tell you what it is.
So we're gonna have a new episode of Mandalorian or Boba Fett, new Peacemaker, comics to read, and Singing in the Rain. Jam packed. I can't wait.
Yeah, Singing in the Rain's not next week though.
I know,
2 weeks.
but
okay.
I'm as excited as Rob is.
This is
I'm
all
not really that excited, but
it's very interesting.
Well, why the hell do you pick it if you're not excited? Oh, fuck, we could be watching a fucking better movie. What are you doing? No, I'm just playing.
All right, so yeah, that's like Eddie Izzard. We're gonna leave everybody with a kind of and we'll just end the show here.
Ciao.
So yeah, ciao.
Ciao.
Good one, Rob. Nice reference.